What's up, guys? Tyler Vaughn with Pathology Performance here again. Just wanted to go over Bryce Harper's swing, plays for the Washington Nationals, outfielder, and a very young guy who has really made his mark on Major League Baseball already, whether you are a big fan or not. He plays with a lot of intensity and brings a lot of excitement to the game. So one thing that I wanted to look at here with Bryce's swing is just his ability, first of all, to get separation. He does a great job of keeping his hands back from the get-go. He loads back, has a nice leg kick, and as he gains his ground, he does a great job of keeping those hands back. All right, so I'm going to draw a little line here so everybody can see that. All right, so here's his line where his hands are, and as he gains his ground, what you're going to see is coming down to foot plant, which we don't have the earliest part of the swing there, but as he comes down to foot plant, those hands are still back. And look at how much separation he has. He's the line for his back shoulder. It's a little close. Let's clear those out and try that again. The line for the back shoulder would be about right here, and then you have the line for his hand. So you see this nice separation that he's got as he comes down to foot plant or attack position. And then if we draw another line, you can see he's got a really good angle and tilt to his shoulders, and he looks like he's hitting downhill. Okay, so those are two of the big things that I work with a lot. I work a lot on with my young guys is getting into an attack position. All right, getting in that position where you're just looking like you're hitting downhill with those shoulders, back shoulder above the front shoulder. I think it does a lot mentally for you too, as far as getting you into a position where you feel like you're on offense, rather than guys that kind of hang back and have that front shoulder high and back shoulder low. Not only are you setting yourself up to kind of get under and get around balls, but you're also setting yourself up to kind of go into a defensive hitting position. So I think getting in that attack position with the front shoulder below the back shoulder, I think it puts you in a position to where you can be mentally more prepared to hit and do some damage with the bat. So there's Bryce's attack position. So we're going to start kind of moving forward through the swing here. I really like how he starts to initiate his hips before his hands ever move. You're seeing that he's starting to initiate the swing. The belt is starting to point more forward. The front foot's at 45, and the hands are still back. And I'm going to keep stressing that throughout, but those hands stay back, all right? And now, it's not the hands that have started to move, but if you just kind of keep an eye on this elbow, that's what's starting to move here. All right, it's not the hands flying forward already. It's the elbow starting to drive into this nice slot. All right, it's not a back shoulder drop, but it's this elbow kind of falling into this nice position to get him on plane with the pitch. All right, and now you first start to see his hands move here. Okay, that's the first movement that he initiates with the hands. All right, so we're going to keep coming forward here. And another point that I want to make too with his swing is, and we've kind of looked at this before with other guys, is he keeps that bat barrel tall. He's got a nice plane here. Okay, so he's not letting that bat fall down and drag. He does a good job with that left hand for him, right hand for a right-handed hitter, of keeping that barrel tall and not letting it drag through in the back part of the swing. All right, so now, the next thing I wanted to look at here is he does a great job of getting his hands moving towards the baseball without trying to deliver his bat head immediately. Okay, so I talked to a lot of my guys about initiating those hands forward and starting to pursue the pitch without letting that barrel get wide. And what I mean by that is a lot of guys that I have that I've worked with, that bat barrel at this point is already here. It's like they're already trying to deliver to hit the ball in a position that's like this deep. Okay, so I don't want you to try to hit the baseball that deep in the stance, because that's not where your bat speed is, and honestly, that's not where you're going to get max ball off bat. You got to get the barrel head out front to do your damage, and that's where I want guys to focus the barrel head, rather than trying to deliver that bat and roll the wrist deep in the swing. Okay, so he does a good job of kind of staying through here, and now his hands are all the way, and some guys get more than others, but his hands are all the way over this front leg before he starts to deliver that barrel head. He knows for sure what pitch he's getting. At this point, he can adapt to anything, all right, but now he knows for sure what he wants and where it's at. So here comes the barrel head as he starts to punch with that left arm, and at contact, his barrel is just ahead of his hands. He's done a great job to keep his barrel back as long as he can, and he does a solid job of getting that barrel there on time. And one thing that guys struggle with a lot when I'm working through things with them is they feel like they have to get the barrel to the ball quickly. Like for some reason, there's something in their head that tells them, hey, I've got to get my barrel to the ball quickly, especially on an inside pitch. And we end up getting into this rush type swing where the wrists roll early and we cut ourselves off. In this elbow, when that happens, this elbow over here is usually down and out. All right, so it's kind of gone down and out. But here you see, as he takes his time through the zone, he keeps his barrel behind his hands, and what that allows him to do is it allows him to keep his elbow up. All right, so the elbow stays up, which means he can deliver his force. Every bit of his force is traveling in a straight line toward the pitch, versus when we normally get this rush swing, either up and out or up and down. All right, or out and down. So we either get this up and out delivery where we're just basically turning and burning, trying to hit a fly ball to right field, or we get this lovely chopper to the shortstop, or for a lefty, a chopper to the second baseman. That's not really going to get you what you want. All right, so great job of keeping the elbow high throughout. Of course, great job of extension. He's still in the strike zone right here, and he's just now starting to come off the ball, and you can see this left arm, it's almost straight. And that's one of the things that I really stress with my young guys, and it actually does get to straight here. I like to stress with my young guys that you've got to get your extension in the strike zone. If we're not getting extension in the strike zone, then we're dumping power, okay? And so then we can kind of look at this angle back here in the back leg, very close to 90 degrees here, and that's kind of that L that we're looking for, okay? We're looking for that L with the head. If I dropped an anchor from the tip of the nose, that head should be just over the back knee, or over the back hip. Okay, that allows for extension of the hands, and a lot of times when guys get forward in their swing, the barrel gets trapped up. It gets trapped up back in here. All right, so we end up getting this position where we can't get the barrel head fully out front. We aren't driving through with the backside. We're kind of just pulling with that front arm, and it ends up being chopper, broken bat, or not really hitting for power, or that lovely little slice to the opposite field. It looks like you hit something with a paper bag. Okay, so we want to drive the ball, we want to get behind the ball, get that extension with the hands, and then last thing we want to cover here is take a look at Bryce's back leg. When he makes contact with the ball, which I'm not going to say everybody can get this, but he transfers a ton of force into that front leg, and you can see here that this back leg is completely off the ground. All right, so that means that he's not jumping forward. He's delivered his force forward into that front leg, and he's allowed himself to maintain that stiff front side, which is difficult. That's an advanced move there. But he keeps a stiff front side, and he hits into that stiff front side and transfers that force forward. Little kinetic chain, force moves up through the hands. He delivers, and everything he's got is going in a straight line towards the pitcher. Okay, so that's how you really generate elite force with the barrel head, is being able to transfer that force from the lower body to the bat. All right, it's not that he's over swinging with the upper body, but he's doing a great job of delivering his force from the lower half to the hands. All right, and if you do it right with the hands, guys, if the front elbow comes up, the swing should not feel like a swing, so to speak. It should feel more like a delivery or a punch with the back arm. The front elbow just helps to get the bat on plane, and then the back arm brings the force and brings the power. All right, so, and all that comes from the hips. So let's take kind of a smooth look through here. One more time, finish it out. The hips come through, the hands stay back. High front elbow, head over the back knee, transferring the weight forward, delivering the bat head, and doing his damage. So, guys, Bryce Harper for the Washington Nationals, and this has been Tyler Vaughn with Pathology Performance. Tune in for some of our other videos.